Good day, everyone. So our lesson for today is about Microsoft PowerPoint. So again, there are three applications or programs that Microsoft offers that is being widely used by different businesses or different organizations that is really helpful in the conduct of their day-to-day operations. So as a review, we have the three, the Microsoft Word, the Microsoft Excel, and the Microsoft PowerPoint. So for this lesson, we are going to discuss about Microsoft PowerPoint. So PowerPoint is a presentation program developed by Microsoft. It is included in the standard Office suite along with the Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. The software allows users to create anything from basic slideshows to complex presentations. So basically, in the first statement, it already explained what is Microsoft and why is it important. Microsoft is a presentation program. It means that this application or this program is being used by businesses or even different organizations or even in the different setups or different groups as a presentation program, as an aid for discussion, just like we have what we are doing now, or as an aid in reporting, in presentation, and everything. So Microsoft PowerPoint can be from the easiest of having different slides or basic slides, or even to the most complex presentations. PowerPoint is often used to create business presentations, but can also be used for educational or informal purposes. But basically, the main purpose or the main objective of Microsoft PowerPoint is to help its user to present or to explain something by helping them set a visual aids, di ba? Dati-dati, when we say visual aids, it only about Manila paper, about cartulinas, about the different paper na gingunting-gunting, di ba? When I was still in elementary, our teachers are using yung likod ng kalendaryo, di ba? The calendar is yung mga front lang, di ba? Yung likod is bakante. So, pwede na inasulatan nila yon for the lesson, for the different presentations. But because of Microsoft PowerPoint, it is now easier for teachers, it's now easier for different marketers or the different presenters to have a parang professional look, di ba, of their presentation. The presentations are comprised of slides which may contain text, images, and other media such as audio clips and movies. Sound effects and animated transitions can also be included to add extra appeal to the presentation. So as what I have said, if you I know that you are already familiar with Microsoft PowerPoint. So if you have just look at the different settings in the Microsoft, different things that you can insert, the different things that you can format your presentation, it will really make it very professional. It will really make it very good, no, helper in our presentations. However, overusing sound effects or even any transitions, any clip arts, any pictures will probably do more to annoy your audience than draw their attention. That is why there should be a balance na it may not be look it will not look very easy or very simple, pero let's not make it naman a very complicated na parang na overrule na ng PowerPoint presentation mo yung ikaw mismo na presenter. So again, the Microsoft PowerPoint should help the presenter and not overpower the presenter. Okay? So how is Microsoft PowerPoint used in businesses or even in different organizations na kahit na hindi business? So why is Microsoft PowerPoint widely used by different organizations? Why is Microsoft PowerPoint really recommended or highly recommended by different executives, different marketers, or or even your teachers, why are they always using Microsoft PowerPoint nowadays? Diba? Number one, team learning or training. So PowerPoint presentations utilize both audio and visual techniques, making for easier understanding. Normal teaching and training is interactive and more effective by using PowerPoint presentations instead of simple lectures. Many executives and managers use PowerPoints for this reason. So basically, as what I have said kanina, PowerPoint presentation is widely used na by different organizations, widely used already also by different instructors because it will be easier to present, di ba? Hindi na kinanglan magsulat sa blackboard. Hindi na kinanglan kung magsulat man sa mga manga paper or cartolina, there is a big tendency na maggisi siya, mautod, di ba? Hindi na kinanglan ito magupit-gupit, especially if the teacher is in the elementary. Di ba? Very important sa kanila yun that their lesson should be appealing to the students because they are dealing with children. So, ang mga bata has a very low attention span. That is why they are employing all possible ways to attract the attention of the children. So, dati, may mga gunting-gunting, may mga shapes na ginagunting sa cartolina para ibutang sa blackboard. Now, ang ginagawa na lang is yung parang may animation or may animated text or transition sa PowerPoint presentation so that it can still be used to gain the attention of the students or even the participants of any training and program. May ano pa kayo dati, may mga teachers na hindi or trainers that are not very particular with the different transitions or animations. Pero mayroon silang nilalagay na parang animated clip art. Diba? Yung parang gumagalaw na clip art in their slides so that somehow, kahit na steady yung presentation, merong matitingnan or makikita yung mga participants na parang lively, yung parang ganun, parang hindi ma-board yung mga participants. So that's one of the big results why presenters during trainings or programs or any learning activities are using Microsoft PowerPoint. Second, we have marketing strategies. Executives use this as a strategy to increase sales. Using PowerPoint in front of a potential client, though an easy program to learn, shows that you are up with the times. Plus, projecting charts and graphics that all can see also makes the presentation more interactive for the client. There was actually a study conducted that if you will explain to a certain person verbally, in a matter of minutes or hours, malimtan niya na usually na siya. If you will explain through text lang without verbal, it can retain to his memory for almost 1 week, 2 weeks without explanation. But when you explain something verbally and merong visuals na ipapakita, that there is a big tendency that your listener will grasp more the what you are explaining and for a longer period of time. That is why there are already a lot of presenters that are using PowerPoint presentation in order for them to easily present the things that they are presenting, di ba? Secondly, it will be in business sense, di ba? If you are a presenter and then you are going to present to a client or to a customer, di ba? If you are the customer, tapos nakita mo nga, ay nag-prepare gisa lang sa PowerPoint presentation, kahit na simple lang, it will give them the impression that you came prepared for them and you gave extra effort for talking with them, di ba? Compared sa verbal to verbal lang, it will give an impression to your clients or to your customers that you gave additional effort, although it is not required, additional effort for them to grasp or to be prepared with your meeting. So that's one way also of presenting it. Next, we have alternative to printouts. PowerPoint is also used for many in-house presentations because it is much cheaper than making copies of reports and charts for the entire staff. This saves the business both time and money. So basically, it will save time and money because let's go with time first, di ba? Itong ginahambak, at yung sinasabi ko kanina that teachers nowadays are not using the blackboard already. Very seldom that they are using the blackboard, especially if it is only usually there are teachers that are using the blackboard only to emphasize the words that they are saying or the terms that they are using. But no, nowadays, they are already now using Microsoft PowerPoint to have an easier lecture, di ba? Example, we only have a 1 hour class, tapos isulat pa ang lesson. So it will take around sometimes 10 to 20 minutes just to write the lesson in the blackboard and then ikopyahon sa estudyante. I can remember during my elementary and high school, di ba? In a 1 hour class, ang first nga ginahimo or ginagawa is for the teacher to write the lesson sa blackboard, then kopyahon sa estudyante, ulaton matapos ang estudyante makasulat, and then i-explain na ang lesson. So basically, yung 20 to 30 minutes na yon can be actually saved with the use of PowerPoint presentations na instead na mag-take time sa pagsulat sa blackboard, mas magamit to siya to help the students understand more the topics or the lessons that they have. Second, it is much cheaper than sending printouts. So yung printouts, for those who don't know what printout is, yung talagang din-print na report or anything, tapos gin-print, gin-reproduce, ginhatag sa mga participants. So it will have a cost, it will take an expense sa printing, sa paper, kahit na company supplies yun siya, it will still take an expense na pwede ma-save sa company by using only PowerPoint presentations. And then iba ginagawa ngayon, instead of printout, ang ginagawa na is yung PowerPoint, tapos yung participants, ginapicturan na lang ang PowerPoint. Or ginapangayo ang PowerPoint sa presenter para amotong kopyahon nila. Okay, so nowadays, hindi na siya usually uso ang printouts, hindi na uso usually ang notebook. Notebook can still be used by students, pero in the new digital age, the notebook is sometimes, ano lang siya, di ba? Ang ginagamit ng notebook is USB, pinakopya ng PowerPoint, or may aral sa slide or sa website. So that's an example also. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of computer-based presentations? So anong advantages kung magamit isang digital presentation or visual aids against to the traditional na mga Manila paper, likod sang kalendaryo, cartolina, chalkboard, and so on. So computer-based presentations, when we say computer-based presentations, it is not only about Microsoft PowerPoint, but everything programmed by the computer na yun na yung ginagamit for presentation purposes. Okay? So computer-based presentations have become the norm in business and academics. They can help the speaker plan the presentation more effectively. Speeches backed up by computer slideshows or graphics can also create a more dynamic presentation. So, for those na Catholics, di ba, usually, nowadays, there are already a lot of praise, a lot of religious people na yung kanilang, or the priest talaga, na during their homily, meron ng PowerPoint presentation. Di ba dati, when a priest is having his homily, so talagang like ano siya, purely verbal, but there are already now a lot of priests that are employing visual presentations, specifically PowerPoint presentations, to present their lessons or to present their homilies. Okay. But when the presentation software is not used well, as when a speaker uses inappropriate graphics or when he has too much data in the presentation, it can lose steam and the audience attention. As with most tools, use computer-based presentation software sparingly to enhance your presentation and not to detract from it. So that's an example. Next, a dynamic experience, di ba? Compared to the traditional experience lang. The goal of computer-based presentations is to create a dynamic experience for the audience. The goal here is to have an interactive discussion between the presenter and the listener na. Because nowadays, presentations, lectures, trainings, it's not about some one person talking and the rest are listening. It is already now an interactive discussion between the speaker and between the listener. So there is basically now a two-way process of having interactive discussions from one another. A presenter with a top-notch computer and software can easily incorporate film, audio, professional quality, charts, and images into the presentation. These elements should aid the audience understanding of the topic and help them engage with and remember the material more effectively. Quality presentation software pulls together all of these elements with an attractive background. So again, PowerPoint presentations or any computer-based presentations should be an aid of the presenter and not to replace the presenter. Okay? So if the presentation is well designed and factual, the visuals and background can improve the presenter's credibility with the audience. Next, we have efficient planning and organization. A clear advantage of computer-generated presentations is that presenters must plan the speech and program in advance. Diba? Siyempre, kailangan mo i-plan because you need to prepare your PowerPoint presentation. You need to prepare the layout. Paano ang pagpasunod sa imong speech? Paano ang pagpasunod sa slides? Paano ang pag-appear sa mga text, di ba? If you want to give emphasis to certain words or to certain terms, how will you do that? That is why you need to prepare ahead of time of your presentation. That is why I am saying kanina that if you are presenting to a client with a PowerPoint presentation or anything that can aid visually to the client, it will give an impression to your customer or to your client that you came prepared for the meeting and not just na nagpakita ka sa meeting and then bahala na. Okay, so that's an additional points for marketers or for those persons that came prepared before the meeting. He must organize the slides and create the text as well as add the visual elements such as charts and graphics. Yun na nga. It will take time for you to determine what to put, when to put, and how to put. That is why you need to prepare, really prepare with the use of PowerPoint presentation. Because of this, computer-based presentations are easier to follow than traditional presentations that are memorized or using notes. The ordering of the slides of the presentation software also encourages the speaker to remain topic focused because they keep him on track. Now, the negative is the poorly crafted presentations. Poorly crafted computer presentations with inappropriate graphics or badly formatted slideshows can have a devastating effect on listeners and presenters. Slides with too much data or text may distract the audience from the presentation. That is why hindi siya pwede na masyadong maliit yung font. Hindi siya pwede na tanan niya nga 10 pages lecture mo, ibutang mo siya sa isa kang PowerPoint slide lang. 'Di ba? In the first place, libre man ang slide, 'di ba? So why not use slides that can help you or that you think can help your listener grasp more your lesson. Kasi kung masyadong maliit, magsakit man ang mata sa inyong mga listeners. So that is why you need to sabi ko kanina, you need to really prepare and think about your presentation. So slides that contain invalid data, errors, or typos do little to underscore the integrity or trustworthiness of the speaker. A presenter should always ask for input on a trial run of his presentation from peers or colleagues who can provide valid and honest feedback. And lastly, the malfunctioning of computer presentations. Almost every professional who uses computers to create presentations has had a computer or the presentation file malfunction during the event. Only accomplished speakers can recover easily from an error of this kind. Some presenters become embarrassed and flustered and never fully regain their composure during the remainder of the presentation. As a result, they appear to be less professional and reliable to the audience. Speakers must have backup files, notes, and slideshow handouts ready in the event a malfunction occurs. So, di ba usually makita nyo siya pag, especially in news, di ba, newscaster, sa news kasi, especially sa anchors, yung nasa TV, like for example, Noli De Castro, Mel Chanco, Bernadette Sembrano, Karen Davila, Jessica Soho, yung talagang nasa studios sa TV Patrol or sa 24 Oras, meron silang ginatawag na idiot board or parang idiot board pero computer na doon na nila ginabasa ang ginahambal nila or ginabasa na lang nila yung speech na hambalo nila in their part. Pero there are a lot of tendencies or there are tendencies na mag-malfunction tong idiot board. That is why meron pa rin silang printout ng papel yung ginakapta nila. That is a backup just in case masira or mag-malfunction ang idiot board. So, kung walang problema, so basically parang guide lang ito sang news anchor kung ano ang basahon niya, paano niya basahon. Pero that papel or that script na may ara sila sa ginakaptan, diba? Usually pag mamati ka mo sa news, may ara sa ginakaptan na papel. Pero hindi mo wala man nila ginabasa, wala man nila ginauyatan lang nila because that is again a backup plan once na mag-malfunction tong idiot board na ginabasahan nila. So kung mag-malfunction to siya, mabalaan nyo siya kay bigla i-balhin ang video, hindi na itong or mag-steady gyapon. Pero dira na sila mag-upisa na maggabasa sa ilang script, sa ilang printout. Okay, so that's an example of how to deal once na magka-problema or mag-malfunction ng mga computer presentations. So you need to have a good experience. You need to really be experienced to overcome that struggle. So, dapat alam mo kung anong gagawin mo. And again, do not rely only on your presentation, on your PowerPoint presentation, because again, I will repeat it and I will repeat it again. Your PowerPoint presentation should only aid or should only help you in your presentation. It's not the one presenting. You are still the one presenting your PowerPoint presentation or your presentation. The visual aids, no, kahit na traditional siya, yung mga Manila paper, cartolina, likod sa kalendaryo, blackboard or PowerPoint presentation should only help you in your presentation and not take over you as a presenter. Okay, so that's the end of our discussion. Hopefully you have learned something in our discussion and we'll see again next time. Bye-bye.